We're at the Elk River Lodge in the Elk Valley, just north of Sparwood, British Columbia. We have selenium issues in the water, so we're concerned about increasing selenium levels in the fish, loss of wildlife habitat, effects on wildlife. Environmental things like dust. We're starting to see a lot more dust events in the valley. So yeah, it's starting to affect our quality of life, I think. They say mining is a temporary use of the land. It's permanent. It's permanent damage. Even if these mines, once they do close down and they're fully reclaimed, the liabilities, the hazards that remain on these coal mines, from high walls to unstable rock dumps to all these other hazards that are created, they'll never be safe for people to use as crown land again, per se.
The impacts of a coal mine are not just for the period that it's operating, which might be 20 or 30 years. The impacts of a coal mine are not for another 50 years. The impacts of, and we're seeing these here in the Elk Valley, we're talking about impacts for hundreds, if not 1,000 or more years.
I manage the Elk River Lodge, and we have the highest selenium levels in the valley. Teck is providing us with drinking water. We have surpassed the British Columbia drinking water guidelines. Because we run an Airbnb and a VRBO, short-term rental property, we are concerned that people are going to start asking, why all of a sudden are you providing us drinking water? Is the water contaminated? And it was we were obligated to say that we have high selenium levels, and it is proven to be at certain levels to cause health effects. And so we have to be honest with our clientele. And we were concerned we're one bad review away from losing a lot of business because people think our water's contaminated. So we pressured Teck to provide us with a water system for the entire house to purify our water, to remove the selenium out of the water. And they've done that. So yeah, we're quite concerned. We're quite concerned that this is something that might not diminish anytime soon. We're a kilometer from the Elk River. How does the selenium, and this stream here is called Dalziel Creek, and it comes out of the west side of the Elk Valley. Obviously it's mixing with the Elk River somehow. Our well is only 5 feet, it's actually 2 feet, not even. It's 6 inches below the floor of the lodge, basement floor of the lodge. So that selenium is infiltrating the entire gravel bed river system. So is it accumulating in the gravel bed river system? And that's the life support system for the rivers. All the invertebrate and all the insects and everything that feeds the fish and that river, is it slowly getting accumulated into our soils here? That's a big concern, and we haven't got any answers on that.
Teck is trying to rectify that as much as they can, and they've literally they've spent hundreds of millions of dollars already, and the selenium levels keep going like this.
Teck has to be successful because they have such a big job to keep the selenium in check, and they need to make money, to spend money to fix this problem, and if it's even fixable. I mean, if there's any advice to Alberta, that these are forever problems. It's a short-term economic gain, but it's a long-term environmental loss.
And that's really why I asked the question to my friends on the Alberta side, is why would you start a sunset industry in 2021? Why would you sacrifice the landscape and potentially the water for an industry that we can see the horizon? In Alberta, I would suggest look to the future, not to the past.